Pledge. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Denzel Potter.
Here.
John Brown.
Here.
Stanley Rigsby.
Here.
Brandon Evans. Here. Anthony Likens.
Here.
Stanley Franklin. Got a quorum.
Approval of minutes for the last meeting.
Second.
Motion's been made. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Next bullet, the Emergency Management Monthly Report from the FEMA training. Is she here?
She's in Louisville this week in the conference, and the only thing she had was, I gave each one of you magistrates a copy of, it's about some training that's going to be taking place in Moorhead. Everyone should have a copy of it. If you're interested in going to this, it's on the 29th, I believe. You can get training hours. So if you'll give me a call tomorrow or send me an email, I'll let her know and she'll get you registered.
Is Joe Prude here tonight? He's a
I don't think you have
floodplain
anything to
coordinator.
report.
Okay, the Road Department, Mr. Limby McClure,
What do you need?
you have a report?
Well, no, not really. I've got a little problem with the road that's closed. If I can bring that up right now.
That's a good time.
We're a school bus that's been running for years. Now this guy has moved in. He has put a gate up across the road. Now the buses are stopping 2/10 of a mile back up the road, and there are kids back that way that's got to go to school. And it's been in the system for, been in the making here for 6 months, I know. And I don't know a bit more today than I did then. And I want to know why we can't get together and get him to make us a turnaround. We'll make the turnaround. Or if he can't decide what he wants to do, why can't we take the gate down, let the bus go turn where it always turned at, till he makes his mind up.
Niles?
Are we talking, what road are we talking about?
My road.
Inwood Road,
My
okay.
grandson about got killed Friday.
Here's the situation. The other party has acquiesced and they are going to allow us to do an easement for a turnaround for the buses. We've actually kind of got that written up. They did a description of the property. You know, the landowner has to do that description. They've done that description and they've basically given us everything that we need. In order to, you know, go through with the situation, we need a neutral and detached committee, a couple people, and a magistrate from that area so to go out there and basically do a report and say that it's in the county's best interest and all that stuff. But as soon as that's done, then, you know, we're ready to go to build the easement. So I think that will allay the fears. I know that you're worried about a school bus being able to turn around, and from the Niehoff's perspective, they've already done what they need to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, can I say something about it? Because my grandson about got killed Friday. My grandson was packed to me, and most likely he's been hit by a school bus. And the gate should have been took down until everything was resolved. And everybody, not everybody, I'm sorry, but most people here knows I have been through this for years now, and I kept telling you. And this ain't the first incident. My grandson's been dog bit, nothing was done. And now on Friday, my grandson was packed to me and his head busted open. He's been hit by the bus. So the question is, the bus driver needs to explain where was my grandson. Either she didn't know where he's at, but he was picked up out of the road as the bus was going off. And it could have been prevented, and that's all I can say. It could have been prevented, and most of y'all know I have fought, I have cried, I have cussed, I have screamed, I've done everything, and I just think that it needs to be done now, immediately, before something else happens, because I told y'all something's going to happen. And he comes home packed to me, unconscious, his head split open. He's been at school all week, honor roll student, loves going to school. He has to be taken out of a neurologist in Lexington, and there's something has to be done. I mean, it's just not right, it's not fair to the children. It ain't nothing about nobody except the children. And something should have been, just my opinion, with it being in the, as he said, it would been a turnaround. Well, I lived there 13 years, it's been a turnaround back there all that time. And it should have just been ordered to be removed or opened up until it was final, until, you know, the county or them, the people decided what, you know, needs to be done, who's going to agree on something here. I mean, I'm just saying, it's my grandson, he's damaged, he's hurt now, and, you know, it's not the first time, it's not the first child, and it's all because of the bus situation and people coming in, putting the gate up and being allowed to keep it up. And I just don't know. I mean, I've done everything. I've begged, I've pleaded, I've done everything humanly possible that I could do. And I'm helpless now. My grandson's laid up with a head injury, brain injury, a pelvic injury. Now, you know, I just want to know I mean, so we're just going to have to wait more, let another child go through this now. I mean, I don't know.
Miles, I'm sorry, what, did you say the easement is ready?
Yeah,
And what did you say is the holdup?
we need to do notice for the discontinuance of the rest of that road.
Okay, well, we needed to know that.
That's part of the
Okay.
situation.
So
That's
notice-
already been rolled up, and.
You did the notice?
Yeah, we've
And
done.
it's gonna have to be up for how long?
I think a couple weeks on that one, if you do it 2 weeks, and it
Well-
also has to be within 3 times within a mile of the road.
What, would it be okay to take the gate down for now until this process is complete?
Well, I thought we had already done a turnaround. I was mistaken on that one.
Oh, no, we
I
have
know
to
that
have
we
the
had done
easement.
some.
Because we can't do work or?
Yeah.
That'd be, we're doing work on private property.
Well, there was something done over there with the culverts. I don't really know what was happening, and that's kind of what brought it to my attention again. It was
So do
Ruby
you
had brought
think
it.
they'd be agreeable to take that down just until the process was complete?
You know, I can check with them. You know, this whole thing was kind of a back and forth. They allow us to have some property, we discontinue a road. It was kind of a, you know, this for that.
I was hoping to have this done before school started.
Yeah, I understand. Just
So, if
notice
they
has to be
could-
given.
Does the county road go on beyond there? You do know the road is on the gate.
You know, now y'all gave it to them.
No, not yet.
No, it's like 2/10 of a mile.
I say we ought to take it down, so we get something settled down there. It's been going on long enough, let's take the gate down.
Well, I can request it, and then we can, you know, go through with it. You know,
Well, actually, if it's a county road, you don't have to request it, do you,
I
then?
don't think
So
so.
Denzel, are you making the motion?
I'll make the motion, to take the gate down.
I'll
till we get-
second that.
Till we get the turnaround fixed.
So, Lynn B, there you go.
Yeah.
I guess you need to vote on it.
All
If
in
you want,
favor?
like, after Monday, I'm sorry, after Monday, I can bring you in pictures, I can bring you in all reports to show you the damage, and it's scary, and it was very scary. But what's scary most, because it could happen to any child, and it could have been prevented. And I don't know if I have a right to ask this, but it's my understanding that county can't get that property belongs to taxpayers anyhow. I mean, I'm just, you know, but it don't matter. I mean, damage is done. you
Well,
know.
there's a process that will, but I mean, I understand you have been trying to get this done.
Yeah.
I know you have. I've talked to you. So, I mean, with that, if we can get that taken down
Something's gotta be done.
and then the bus can do the turnaround, and then when the easement comes, you know, and
And that's
everything's
gonna take
set.
how long to get that down? Tomorrow?
Well, Lynn B can go as soon as they approve him to, I'd say. Right, Lynn B?
Monday,
They just voted.
We've
Yeah.
already
We can do it
voted.
tonight if you want to.
You can go out there tonight, he said.
Give me permission.
I'll help you. I mean, you know, I even offered to pay to have, you know, I mean, and, you know, the mail lady has complained. I don't know who, I mean, people just can't, it's just, it's not been fair, but if that's what y'all agree, that's fine with me, but like I said, you know, my
Well, the only
grandson's
bad
working.
thing about it, we can go down there, and we can't even turn around because there's no room to turn. And then we've got it back 2/10 of a mile back to turn.
A
We
cemetery
could go
got it
on
back.
on our own road to turn.
A cemetery got no way to turn nowhere, you gotta back. I can't get none of my property work done because there ain't no company will come down there and even try to whip onto their property because it's impossible and they don't want to sue. And I'm sorry, I know I've been rude, but man, y'all know I have fought this for years. I've fought and fought, you know. And then you just see my little grandbaby. And I don't want it to happen to nobody else's.
Well, Ruby, we're trying to help you. I know everybody wants to help you. And if that's a solution that'll work, I think that'll be great. I mean, don't you guys? No. Lynn B will take care of it.
You come to take it down tonight, then, baby.
Okay, if he's
Yeah,
got it,
yeah.
They've already voted.
They voted to let you do that.
I'll just get a hold of Anthony Gold and take him with me and, take the gate down.
Make it official, yeah.
Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay,
God
treasurer,
bless y'all all, and I appreciate it. And I'm so sorry for all the trouble I've caused y'all for 4 years, but I really do appreciate it.
treasurer's report.
Yes, we've got, I have a couple in those, to Jody. Those are budget amendments that I need to get signed so we can, for the first reading, and then send it in to get a second reading on them.
Do we still do, we used to do, we used to do a motion on first readings, didn't we? Or didn't?
No, second.
Second readings, yeah, when it comes back.
I
No, we
put it-
used to not do motions on first readings, but they said we have to.
So we do need to make a
I did
motion
put
on
it
the
in
first
minutes, but we
reading.
didn't do a motion on them. So we need read
We
motions
need
on
a
first and second.
Yes, that's
Okay.
what they said at DLG. Last
So-
time we did the.
We do a
We need to
motion.
read those out loud, or
Yes.
just,
Yeah, we'll give
Each
them to
one, the
them.
number and the amount.
okay.
That's just the signature page. He'll need that for his files too. You always gotta bring a copy for the,
Oh, I
Clerk.
didn't, that's the only one
I
I
can
have.
give them
but
off
I'll
of you
get-
tomorrow.
Yeah.
First reading budget amendment number,
Number three is $700, and it's in additional to,
700, 700 even.
yes, 700 even.
Somebody needs to make a motion.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Joe, do you want to read the second one out loud?
I'll give it to you. I'll just put that peppermint.
First reading, another number 4,
No, it's amendment number 5, there
Number
was no
five?
4.
Okay. amount,
$588,522 to the road for blacktop projects. And 5 cents, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Put the
5?
5 cents on it, yes.
and motion to approve.
I'll make it.
Motion, okay. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Ayes have it. Go ahead with the resolution.
Okay. I've given you all a sheet that says transfers. We're needing, in order to have all of those items to balance in the budget for the monthly bills, and I tried to find to where you just have to make a motion and agree, but I'm still $9,000 short finding the money in the budget. So I need, I guess me and Stanley need to get to work and see if we can find additional funds for that transfer to go through for the monthly budget, or monthly bills.
So are these just interfund trans, are these?
Yes, these are just
No, these are.
Budget transfers.
Budget transfers. And if you'll, I mean, the 9,000 is what you're.
the 9,000 is what I'm needing help with, yeah, I found all that up above. So I'm still 9,000 short of finding the funds.
So this motion needs to authorize you to work with the magistrate too?
Yes.
Okay.
Tammy, I have a question on the top one. What's the other side of that entry? In of the general fund transfers? Where are you taking those from?
The treasurer's office equipment, the ones at the top is what needs to be
Oh, you
paid.
didn't have anywhere to take those from?
And no.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
No, yeah, no, I'm having to actually go through each
Okay.
account and take those, so I didn't. Was doing all my bank reconciliations today, and you all got a copy of all the ones I got completed. I still don't have a budgeted amount or a final number on the general fund, because I keep finding problems in the other funds, and you've got to get them all aligned before you can give a final general budget amount. And so right now I feel like I'm just fighting fires, but I'm getting them put out one by one. I mean, there is a lot of bank reconciliations that I have done, and I've made you all copies of them to show you what I've been doing. But I still like the payroll account and the general fund account, balancing those for the month of July and August. But I plan on having those done within the week.
But now these are handwritten, you're gonna do them on the system, right?
Yes, they are done. Those are done on the system as well.
Okay. And then, of course, we'll need the monthly report once the bank recs are.
Right. You'll need a monthly report once I get all the bank recs completed, exactly. In discussing the payroll, Norma, with the ag grant, she said that she got to looking, and because, as everybody knows, money's extremely tight right now. She looked into her grant, and there is $19,126 that we can transfer from the ag grant into the general fund for payroll, or into payroll account for the payroll to help with administrative fees and things. And then, what are these?
Is that part of the 5% we get, or?
That's a,
Yeah, that is the 5%.
I think it's 3, isn't it, in administrative fees?
She's got 5,
Oh, is it?
yeah, on
I
her
thought it was
report.
3, but okay.
Yeah, she's got 5% on the
Okay,
report.
that's probably what the grant says then.
Yes, she said that is what the grant says.
Okay.
So we need a motion to approve the budget amendments, and also a motion to approve the treasurer working with Stanley Rigsby on the
Additional budget amendments.
Yeah,
Additional
additional
budget.
budget amendments.
Transfers. but-
Transfers.
Can we do that in one
Transfers.
transfer?
Yeah,
Can
we
we
have
do that
before.
in one motion?
Have
Okay,
before.
need a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second? All in favor? Any opposed? One other thing, it was brought to my attention that her job would be a lot easier if she could take the books home with her and work with them at night. Does anyone see a problem with that? I know I talked to some of the other treasurers, and they used to do it. Could she,
What do you mean, not the computer system, just print out?
the books, well, I don't know, what books do you work with?
I would like to be able to refer back to last year's books where Jody had done it to help me get farther along on doing the right things. But just,
Oh, no, you can't take my records out of the building. Not my records I'm getting ready to have audited. Is that what you're talking about?
yeah,
No, those can't leave the building. No. I'm getting ready to prepare those for audit.
okay,
No, my records are, I'm gonna have to account for those through June 30, 15, but you're welcome
Right.
to look at any of them here that you want to.
okay. Well, I can do a lot of this. Looks like the bank recs, I can do them manually at home and then come in and enter it into the system. I mean, working over hours, because, I mean, that's pretty much, it's like my computer doesn't have Microsoft Word or Works, So I've been going home every night and statements that I'm needing to type up and send to people for the real properties too. I'm doing all of this at home on my own personal computer because I don't have the software here.
But you were
Which-
gonna ask for it tonight.
But we're,
wasn't you?
yeah,
Yeah. She needs to have Excel and Word on her system.
So do we need to put that in the motion to buy that for her?
Yeah, I mean, everybody needs that. I mean, it's.
I mean, even Connie doesn't have it, I don't have it.
Well, we started the process with Connie, and the computer guy's coming up to take
Yes.
care of some other issues with our computer system that you all approved. So he can also fix hers with Word and Excel.
We need to get a hold of him and see when he's coming.
He said he would be here within 2 weeks of when he come to fix that, didn't he, Connie? He'll be in here in less than 2 weeks.
Okay.
He had to order some parts for the upgrade. I know, we don't have it on that one. Well, and then Connie didn't have it on hers either.
Connie didn't have it on hers.
Yeah, so they've been having it.
So I've been doing mine at
I know,
home,
yeah, we gotta have
because I've
it.
got all of that at
Remember, our
home.
computer system was bought in 2003.
Yeah, it's very old, that's why we're having to do that upgrade.
Yeah.
So yeah, she definitely needs that, no doubt.
We need a motion.
I don't, you wouldn't have to vote on that, would you?
No,
Just
purchase
turn it
order,
with
we're just
the
gonna, I told her
vendor
that, yeah, we
Yeah.
definitely needed it, yeah. Yeah, Connie will write a purchase order, she can find a budget line item to take it out of.
Okay, the next item is Helping Hands, Robin Dalton.
Sorry. Okay, I got some questions. I got lots of questions. First of all, my question is, do we actually have a working, balanced budget for this county?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, we do.
Yes, we do.
Okay,
We
that
have
went into
had since
effect
July 1st.
July 1st, 2015, correct? Okay, in that budget, is there not $28,000 mandated for our animal shelter?
Yes, they is.
Okay, where's that money and what's being done with it?
It's in the bank and
Another
we're waiting.
$29,000 transferred into that.
Pardon?
There was another $29,000 transferred into that fund.
So what are we doing with that money? Because
Well,
we don't have a paid employee, and so we're wondering, if we don't have a paid employee, which is what a lot of that money was for, and that money's just sitting there, why can we not use that money to do some of the work that needs to be done at the shelter, like that drain that's god awful?
Robin, can I answer that?
Sure.
Okay. Just because the budget amount says $50,000, it doesn't mean there's $50,000 sitting in the bank. For instance, I'm trying to explain it as best I can to everybody here and
Right.
anybody listening. If we budget for $100,000 in revenue to come in and $100,000 to go out, but yet we only take in $50,000, we cannot spend $100,000.
Exactly.
Even if it's in our budgeted line item, if the cash is not sitting in the bank, we can't spend it. So that revenue affects that situation. Okay, if we have to transfer, and I don't know if she's transferred any or not, we don't have the budget in front of us, do we? That's why we need that monthly report at these meetings. The budgeted amounts will show up there, and we may or may not have transferred out of that after the fact, I don't know. But we will be glad to go over every little detail of that. I will go over that, line by line with you and explain that anytime you want to come over.
But at some point, that money has to go to the shelter, state mandated, correct?
No.
That's what I was told.
I
I
thought it
was
state
told that it's
mandated.
mandated by the state that out of that budget, there's $28,000 that goes to the shelter during that
I mean, that's just
time.
what they budgeted for. No, that's not.
Well, I want to make a motion that we reinstate Amos Tosin to work over there. He says he will come back for the rate that he was working, plus the 25 cents that the other workers got, and 2 days off each week. Anyone?
You mean
No, I don't know that.
on the
they can-
weekend, or? he wants
He
the
just said
weekend
2
off?
days. He would work on the weekend,
Is
2 days
is he
in a row,
working
is what he
now?
wanted.
No, he's a
He
new
doesn't
hire.
work.
He doesn't work now, but he did have the job, and he's willing to take it back.
Y'all could vote on that, it has to be nominated by the judge executive.
Okay?
I talked to Amy Barnes last week down in Louisville, And she said we had some money in the cold service money that we could, probably get transferred over to the dog pen. I told we in bad need of repairs over there.
What money was it?
Huh?
What money is it?
She said we had some money in the cold service money, I guess maybe for, equipment or.
Not for animal shelter, do we, Linda?
Not for the
Not
animal
right
shelter.
now,
She
no.
said it was in the money like, cold service money that we could transfer over to the dog pound.
We've got, right now, we've got 65,000 for the road department equipment, which I think they was wanting to buy some trucks for that. We've got 21,000 in the Little League for upgrade and repairs for their field, which they've requested just this week for that. I'm trying to think
Can you
what else.
transfer that money
You
between
can,
projects?
yeah, you can actually you can change your scope of work.
That's what she said. Said
Yeah.
if, for you to call her, she'd try to get it worked out where we could get the money for the dog pound.
I'll
that
have to
way.
look and see, I'm not exactly sure, because there's some of the money that is just sitting there that
That's what she
hasn't
said.
been
We had some money
used.
that need to be spent in there anyway,
Right.
And she
So,
said that she could work it
all
out
we
where
have
we
to
could
do is
transfer
just
it.
change the scope of work.
Yeah, that's what she said. I told her we was in bad need of, repairs.
That'd be good.
We can do that. I'll get hold of her
But she said
tomorrow.
for you to call her this week.
I will. I'll call her in the
So
morning.
when can Stanley look into getting a full-time employee there?
Well, we'd have to advertise and follow the administrative code.
It's in the paper.
Oh, yeah, we did advertise and
Yeah,
we've got
we're
we've got the
waiting.
applications, and he'll have to go through them and make his recommendation then.
If Amos wants this job back, wouldn't that be a lot better than hiring someone new?
Yeah.
Y'all,
Looks to me like it would be.
when he
Yeah.
lives and lives.
It would, we just have to follow the procedures, don't we, County Attorney?
Yeah, yeah.
We'd have to follow the procedures that are in place, and we've already advertised, so hopefully put an application in when that was advertised. So,
Okay. On to my next question. We have some people that work over there that are paid employees. What's the lady's name that works over there? Amber, yeah, she works over there. And then we have apparently Karen and John Dingus that work over there. And we're running into a problem because even Michelle didn't know this. Apparently, they go in on, Amber works on Friday and Saturday and Sunday. She feeds and cleans. John Dingus and whatever,
Karen
Karen
must
and
be a
John Dingus
volunteer.
go in and they don't clean, they just feed and water. And
But they
it's,
also go in on Thursday.
yeah, and it's
when the prisoners are
overlapping. And we're paying them something like $300 a month, and it's overlapping when our prisoners are working and stuff like that. And I think somebody asked them if there was 2 other days that they could work, and they said no. So we don't need to be spending money for somebody that's coming in and doing nothing but feeding and watering when there's other people coming in that's feed, watering, and cleaning.
For free.
For free, and so we need to have somebody look at when this is needed. Michelle knows when all the volunteers work, so why wouldn't Michelle or someone that's over there that knows what's going on be the one to take care of scheduling over there? Even if Amos is back, I mean, Amos knew, when people were coming and when they weren't, so you need somebody, because we're basically wasting money when we've got volunteers that's doing the work.
okay. What days do you need them?
Michelle, what days?
They said they had worked Thursday and Friday since they had been there, and that's the only days that they have. I think that they have their grandkids, so they did not want to switch. But you have to clean those cages. They have to be cleaned. And if you go in and you just feed, you're feeding in feces and urine, period, if it's not clean.
Well, I thought you said the girl we're paying comes in on Friday.
The dinguses don't clean.
She comes in.
Jody, may I ask?
Okay, yeah.
As a
I mean, I
group,
don't
we've
know, that's
discussed
it.
this greatly. Amber Stamper is fantastic, does an amazing job. So that's to the side. This Dingus couple, I understand only the husband is employed by the county.
Mhm.
The county is throwing away money to send people to go over there and basically feed the dogs and spread disease because they're not cleaning. If the county, for some reason, does choose to keep them on the payroll, they need to be trained on how not to do that. trained on how to clean, and held accountable for that money. And that, given, I know I haven't been going out to the shelter and cleaning, but I've been speaking to those who have been, and when they're out there doing it for free and watching these people get paid to not do it, that's a little bit of salt in the wound. So I would ask that the county take care of that issue of those 2 employees or 1 employee who we really can't understand why they're there.
You also have to look, if they're getting $300 a month, they're making over $37 an hour because they're there maybe an hour feeding and watering, 4 hours a month.
Of course, these people were hired before January 1, obviously.
Correct.
Yeah, they've been there for
Mhm.
quite a while.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know how that works, but 2 hours tops.
Why don't we create a committee that can draw up a schedule, determine who works when, who's volunteering, who's getting paid, bring it back to us. You can also develop a list of wants or needs and go from there. Maybe when Stanley gets back, we can get a full-time employee over there that can keep things organized and help this
It
situation
really
out.
needs it because we
Oh,
are
yeah.
having a rampant thing with hookworms, and if it's not cleaned, each cage, when you clean it out and there's 5, 6 piles of feces, it's running into the other cages, and
And I have been I've been talking to Gateway, even called Charlene Engel myself, trying to get you know, how they said we could get people on programs, and asked for a individual to do the cleaning every day, full-time, to do the cleaning and feeding, and someone to help you all, because I think you have a lot of paperwork and answering the phone to direct people,
it would take 2 people.
secretarial type.
If you
No,
could
someone
do
else, 2
some-
people,
but
that's what I
do
mean.
both, yeah.
One to do all the cleaning, feeding, etc.
You'd have to have the 2, both of them cleaning.
Oh, okay,
We've been on, listen, 12-hour days sometimes,
okay,
but we're also doing work, plus,
Okay.
besides that.
but then also
But
you need
if
the
you had
paperwork
to-
for it too, don't you? And the
Minimal.
answering the phones and
Yeah, and well, we have an answering machine now. so-
directing people though to go pick up dogs and
Yes.
just answering the phone there though, so
Yes.
that people can be directed.
This is one of those things that you can't put off. You can't say, we'll wait 2 weeks and do this or that. We're talking about spreading disease like hookworms, parvo, and once you start that, you're fighting tooth and nail to try to save these animals.
Yeah.
And you're
Our vet
spending
bills
money
now are-
to try to save them that we don't have, and don't look at me and say, just put them down, because that's not an option. Because if you take care of the cleaning process and do it right to start with, you don't have this problem. That's what we're running into. That's what we're saying. We're throwing away money, we're throwing away time when it doesn't need to be. We could organize this a little better. You know, we just need to have Michelle sit down and make a list of when the volunteers from the prison or whoever comes, and then talk to these other people, the dinguses, and say, this is what we need, you know, it is or it isn't, you know, it's
Well,
basically.
maybe Michelle should just give that to us and bring it to the judge's office. And then we could look at the schedule and maybe have Mr. Dingus come in and see if we can work something out to cover some of the days until such time as, of course, like you said, Stanley can go through I guess I could take those applications, I don't know if I should or not, but he could come in, as soon as he can get back to the office and look at the applications and make a recommendation then, I guess, based on how much they want to spend on the employees, you know, how much they want to budget to spend for this year, and see what we can do. I mean, you know, it'll take that much time probably if Stanley, he probably can't come back for about 10 days, and I know you're wanting him to get it.
Have they got more applications besides Amos, or did he put applications back in?
Oh, they've got 5 or 6 applications or more.
No, he didn't, because we advertised when he was leaving.
Yeah.
But the thing of it is, if you have Amos put in an application, and if you go by experience and stuff like that, you basically have to go with Amos because he's worked over there and knows everything about it, so there wouldn't be any fault with that.
Right, we'll just have to look into the legalities, because we've already advertised, and whatever is the best for the county is what we'll have to
We
follow.
could go ahead and approve Amos on Stanley, you know, long Stanley would approve it.
We
Well,
have to
Stanley will
approve
have to
for
recommend
what's
it.
best for
Yeah.
the shelter.
Because that's all we're trying to do. We're just trying to make sure that this is organized and that we're taking care of these animals, because they can't take care of themselves.
Right.
And so we just want to make sure that everybody understands that. And if you haven't ever worked in this, if you haven't done it, you have no idea what it's like. Michelle can tell you. I mean, it's,
You can't be told.
no, you can't. You would have to go over there, put your boots on, get your gloves, and try it yourself, and then come back and tell me what you think about it. Maybe you guys should try that sometime. We could use some more volunteers.
I would also like to put on the record that you shouldn't, we appreciate any help we can get through Gateway, through the county, but we cannot just send people in there without any training. Because those diseases do get passed, you can carry them home to your own dogs and your own animals, and so people need to know what they're doing before they step foot in there.
So would you all train them?
We
And
need
how
to
to
set
do
up our system from our committee and figure out, we haven't really been trained. The first day I went over there, I was in flip-flops and shorts and petting the dogs, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. Like, I pretty much hosed myself down with Clorox and anything else I could put my hands on before I went into my dogs. So people need to be aware of those issues before they step foot in there. So please don't just send people over there without them knowing. Also,
I'm sorry.
Also, there were supposed to be 2 estimates gathered for the roof on the building. Do you know if those were attained? That was an issue in one of the previous fiscal court meetings, that the estimates would be attained. And we are working with Stanford Builders on getting a list of requirements in the materials needed in the ditch outside. And I think we are looking at just trying to get more organized and figuring out where to go with that, but we do need help from the county. I know that legally the county is only obligated to acquire the dogs that are strays, keep them for 7 days, and then they can be euthanized. We understand that we are being given a privilege to be there and to keep these dogs alive and to pay for their health care and to get them their shots and to get them spayed, get them neutered, try to find them homes, and we do appreciate that. So I don't mean to be controversial or, seem like I'm going against the county, but the county is obligated to do some of these things that we're doing, and we need help. And we will help all we can, we will do everything we can, and we will work with you in every way we can, but we need help, because at this point, the county's not doing a thing for that shelter, and the county is not meeting its legal obligations. So that's really where I'm coming from with this, is we can just, the right hand needs to know what the left hand is doing, and needs to know what the obligations of each party is. So that's my soapbox on that.
Communication will be a big
Very
key.
much so.
And you are welcome to definitely come over here anytime too, or we can come over there, and I have been over there to see Michelle. Tried to work something out, but
Dr. Puget is getting us a manual to go by for the shelter.
Oh, okay.
To learn the things, because you cannot, you just can't imagine.
That's good.
You have to do it, and you have to learn by just doing it, and that's what we're doing right now.
One of the simple things that most of you guys wouldn't even think about is if you're going in there to clean and you're thinking about all the stuff that you're going to clean in a cage, but yet when you go in, you need to wash your shoes before you go in, because you could have packed parvo in on your shoes to those dogs in those cages. When you come out of there, you need to take your shoes into a bath before you go out that door, because like she said, you could pack that home to your own dogs or dogs on the street. I've fostered dogs before. If you have a cage, a kennel, and you have dogs in there that have parvo and it's on a dirt floor, once you get those dogs taken care of or they pass away or whatever, you can't put puppies back on that dirt for what is it, 6 years? 5 years. Because that stays in that dirt for 5 years. So that's kind of the odds we're up against, that we're just trying to get everybody educated to know what we're fighting against.
So I could still make a motion upon Stanley's approval. I'd like to make a motion that we reinstate Amos as the full-time employee.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Any nays? So upon Stanley's approval? Okay. Anything else? Okay, Allison Enos with the library.
This is the library tax rate that the board chose to go with. It's a compensating rate. I think it's probably on the agenda on down there under other business, special districts, tax rates. Anyway, that's what I'm coming to present that to you guys, and so you want to take the compensating rate. Okay?
Guys, she just noted that that's also special district. If we can just approve that all at once, and that will take care of that last item. You acknowledge them every year. I'll have a copy of them I'll get them to you Monday. All the rates are presented now, except for the nickel callback with the school board, and they've got 45 days to get a citizen petition. And I think there is a group working on that, so we're holding off on, PBA's holding off on printing the tax bills right now to see what happens. But if you just acknowledge the rates.
So we need a motion to acknowledge.
Don't have any control over them. We just have to acknowledge them every year.
Need a motion. Stanley's made the motion.
I'll second it, because there ain't nothing we can, I mean, all we do is acknowledge
There's nothing.
that we got them, we don't set them.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, Nickel Branch Road, Mike Stacy. I think he's back there.
Come on up here where we can hear you.
We got
Come on up where we can hear you, Mike.
I'd like to see it closed, but I'm gonna fix it, so. Me and him, he's talked about it, it's terrible. Lost the spoilers off the cars, and lost the blown oil pan, and everything, so. And the landowners have agreed, if y'all don't want to take care of it, then we'll shut it down and fix it ourselves, and take it out of the system.
Yeah, that's beyond Lawrence Poe's
It's
house,
from
right?
Lawrence Coles back towards Stacy Fork, yeah.
Yeah.
So, need to fix it somewhere.
Is it Blacktop Road?
Oh, yeah, but it's tore off pieces. Anyway. Ditch lines ain't been pulled and stuff. It's just busted off pieces. Trailers drag, stock trailer, any kind of trailer, kids' cars, drag, nice cars. Courtney Jenkins busting oil pan, that's, it's bad, but we got that pipe fixed. And then, of course, it tore bad again there, so. And then it dug with, I don't know.
So Miles, what's the steps that we can take to close the road beyond? It goes from that side, Stacy Fork, over to
844 to
JC.
705.
Yeah, 705 to 844.
I mean, if they want it closed, I mean, they're kind of asking me, we can fix it, or if everybody agrees to close it, then we can send two
Well, the
neutral.
landowner had trouble with dumping in his truck. We've had problems, and Miles, I think you dealt with one of them. And of course, we don't catch them all, and it's just constant. Of course, we have quite a dope problem over in that country anyway, so it's pretty dangerous, that one lane road damages. Especially with it being bad.
Yeah. We just need two neutral and detached people, along with the magistrate of that area, to go up, do a report saying it has no public use. Notice it like we're doing with the Inlet Road, and then vote on it in fiscal court. That's all you'd have to do to discontinue it.
Hey, Mike, are y'all wanting it closed or y'all wanting it fixed?
I'd rather see it closed because of we have quite a bit of truck problem on River Branch, and they come across there, and they find them in the middle of the road, ditch lines, they throw trash out all the time. I'm talking about 20 and 30 bags at a time. Just a constant problem for all of us.
It's your house, and then there's not any houses beyond that over to JC's side, right?
No, I'm the only house facing Lawrence Post. And property owner from right there where that pipe is, from there, 2/3 of the way. I mean, my sister-in-law owns one farm there, and JC owns property that joins it. He said it'd tickle him to death, his cars.
Okay.
And everybody else, so. Like I say, it's just a constant problem. I'll do whatever. I think I'll fix it myself, you know, if we can get it closed. But you can't hardly keep it fixed for the public. So y'all discuss it, if you can do something. If you want to fix it, fix it. We can close it, that tickle me to death too.
If you get like a list of the contact information for all the property owners along that section of the road.
Okay, do you want me to get a letter from them?
Yeah, even
And
better.
just have it to the fiscal court and their wishes?
Yeah, definitely.
That'll work.
Do you need it notarized or?
Well, they're gonna have to sign something else when they
Well, I know
handle the
that
property,
later
so
on. I
it
mean,
doesn't
get it
really.
started or-
No, just a regular letter. I mean, we'll
Okay.
confirm it later when we have to notarize it. Right now, just, the intents of everybody is kind of what's most important.
But the sooner I'd like to get something done before Wednesday.
Give the letter to me and I'll bring it back into the fiscal court.
I'll give them
Okay.
The letter actually go to you anyway, won't it, Miles?
I'm sorry?
The letter actually go to you anyway, won't it?
Yeah.
that. County attorney, is that how you want it? Just
Or to the fiscal court. I mean, yeah, they're the voting members. They decide whether or not. So you can write it to them and I can advise them about what it says.
We'll do it.
Thank you
y'all.
so much, Mike.
Ron McGuire, Technology Center.
No, I did not leave.
Come on down.
No. First off, let me get this straight. You are the complaint department, correct? I mean, this is from an observation I've just got through making for the last 30 minutes.
Needs customer service.
They're all involved in it, aren't they? Okay. Everybody know where the library is in Morgan County? How many of this crowd has actually been in that building? Let me see a show of hands. Everybody's been in that building. So you're aware of it being about 49,000 square feet, correct? You are aware of it being there since '02 and '03. You took occupancy legally in October of '03. Our rooftop units are 25-ton units sitting up on top of that thing. They're York. They said they got a really good deal on them. They were well past warranty by the time they were ever installed. The University of Kentucky spent tens of thousands of dollars on them things just trying to get them functioning properly. MSU sent their own people up here for 4 years to try to keep them operational. When the county took over that building, I made a trip over here to Tim Conley and said, you can't afford that building. And now, I don't have a budget to buy light bulbs. I wanted a PO number for 2 keys to be made, Frederick made. There wasn't $4 available to get 2 keys made. Just exactly what am I supposed to do about maintaining that property over there and keeping everything operational and keeping the lights on? By the way, the bulbs I was wanting goes in the restroom, so you can make out on your own once you go Okay, I'm waiting for Randy. Somebody jump right in there. Don't make me call names. I come over here to get a PO number, I call over here to get a PO number. Lady right over there told me, she said, I'm not just issuing you an open PO number to do whatever you want to with.
Can't do it.
So I am supposed to call people that I've been dealing with for 13 years and ask them, can you price me some light bulbs, please? And then call them back 30 minutes later and say, okay, I'll order them. I'm not doing it. Now, if you want to replace me, do it right now, so I can drop my keys off right now and go home. Okay? That's fine. I don't have a problem with it, really. If you want to find somebody that'll do it different. I'm not starting to do that on every time I need a ballast or a bulb or anything else and have to try to deal with one outfit. Because since we deal with PO numbers, I can't get online with a credit card like I used to with UK and MSU and find the best deal out there. I can't do that. I've got to deal with who you people tell me I've got to deal with. So it don't make any difference whether the bulbs are $10 or $100. That's who I got to get them from. End of subject. Just that simple. So now this is what I wanted you to study about for a minute. and you can take longer than necessary if that's going to. But I need something to operate out of when I do need something. Now, this isn't stuff that I want, okay? This is stuff that's required to maintain that place over and keep it up in operation. Because it's a full house now since Gateway moved in here, and thank God they did, because the tornado would have fixed their place down here, but they was already out of it over. But it's a busy place anymore. It just is. A lot of traffic, and I'm trying to keep it running. I got boilers, I got pumps, and I got a lot of bad rooftop units over there. So when I call over for a PO number, I'm needing some little something at that time. If it's a big item, I'll let them know it's a big item. Then we go a second route and try to get some pricing, and I go through Scott Utterback. Scott has got contacts with places that he can get it through his account that I can't. Now Linda's really worked hard to get me some accounts set up at some places that I've had to have stuff that I can't find. Frederick Craig's my first line of defense, people. Then I try to go to Moorhead, and Perks is gone, okay? That was a big deal for me, having Perks there and having accounts set up there. Plus, I could run down there and get it and try to get it fixed in short order. I no longer get paid to do mileage. How do I get it from point A to point B? I can't do any of that. My hands have been tied, and I don't like it. You've probably already figured that out. Now, I'm either going to be let do my job, or I'm not going to worry about it anymore, because somebody else is going to be in that situation. You don't have to answer me right now. I don't even care.
Can I ask a
Hold on.
question? How much do you think it's going to cost till June 30 for repairs and maintenance for that building? If we moved a line item and could put a budget amount in that line item, what would your estimate be?
Don't have one. I never saw a budget when I was UK or MSU.
No, I realize, but I mean, can you come up with a number? I mean, that way the budget amount would be there and the PO could be issued.
The life expectancy out of those units I got up there on top is 15 years. They've been there 13. They were out of warranty before they were ever installed.
Mhm.
So I can't tell you what they're going to do. We just put a compressor in that thing 2 weeks ago, $2,199, and that was for one compressor. There's 6, 8, 10, 12, 15 compressors on them units up there. And I don't know when.
Well, what I'm saying is zero right now. Can you give me any just broad number that you would,
Not
you know?
without going back with some records and looking at some stuff.
Right,
But we've only been county over there a couple, and I was serious when I told Tim Conley, I said, this county cannot afford that building.
Let's just put him a certain amount in there. When it's gone, we have to put it, put more in there.
That's all I know, Tate. I can't be honest, and if I give you a number like that there, I want to be as honest as I can with you, because when it goes past that.
Well, we just need a
It make
number.
me look worse than I already do, and that's hard to do.
They just
make
need a
me look
number
worse than I
to
already
approve.
do.
No. Ron, you're crazy. You crack me up. But, I mean, there would need to be a recommendation for a budget transfer, I guess, at this point from somewhere. to
However
put
you
in.
want to do it, I don't care, but I'm just telling you, I'm not called over here for a PO number and have to get an estimate on 2 keys to be made.
Oh, okay, that's the argument you're having is
That's just.
an open PO.
The PO numbers. the
Yeah.
problem.
No, the open.
I've been doing this for 13
Open
years, and I've got a
PO,
secret
yeah.
clearance probably higher than any of the rest of you sitting there, okay?
Well, I don't know, I had SCI, I don't know, secret compartmental information, so you might not, but anyway.
Might not.
But, so the problem is, what you would like to see then is for Tammy to say, I mean, can you give her a roundabout estimate if it's 2 keys, can you say $10?
I don't know. I never asked before. There was no reason to. I had to get it there, and I had to have it.
Okay.
So what was I going to do? Try to chew them down or argue with them? No. That's my wife's job. That's what she does.
Okay, Ron.
Let's just say if it's over $500, you gotta get a PO.
Well, no, he has to get a PO, but we're just gonna have to leave it open until he brings an invoice.
Well, let's fix it. Open PO up to $500 then.
Okay, there you go. Open PO up to $500?
If that don't pan
I'll make
out,
that
I'll
motion.
come back and let it know.
Second.
Because so much of the stuff I'm dealing with is electrical-based stuff, light bulbs and that stuff. we need to get rid of the library, they're wearing me out, okay? That place eats them down there, but that's what I deal with, unless it's stuff like that, return. State Electric's the only place I've gotten it. That's it. So when I tell you it doesn't matter whether it's $10 or $100, that's the truth, that's what they're gonna charge me when I order. It's just that, whatever it is,
Well, they're just gonna have to start somewhere though, so they'll have to come up with an amount.
that's fine. One other thing I was gonna throw out there, I don't know if she was gonna mention it or not, but remember you told me at that time, we're no longer doing comp time, okay?
Correct.
You told me we was gonna do away with that, and you're just gonna pay me out. Well, I had about a couple hundred hours of comp time out there, and now we're not gonna pay me out because there's no money to pay me out. And I told her, I said, that's fine, however you wanna work it, that's fine. Because working the way I do, I don't know when I'd have time to take comp time anyway. I need to be there more than I am, it's just that simple.
Yeah, there was only a couple that was doing the comp time, and we do wanna pay you out eventually, but the money's not there. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But I mean, if you wanna take it, we can't deny it if you wanna take it.
But
What?
since it's gonna be a little more than a couple $100 for 200 hours of comp time,
Yeah.
I'd kinda like to, well, she'd kinda like to get it.
She's gonna go shopping, honey.
Yeah, I got no plans. In fact, she said, bring that up, I said, okay.
Yeah. I mean, if they wanna pay it, I mean, that's up to them if the money's in there.
Given homework in 192 hours.
That's right.
I get paid the same, so it didn't make any difference.
Zero.
I had some stuff down to here, but it all boils down to more than anything else is I don't need my hands tied to try to do the job over there. What you people need is what you don't need now. Now that's confusing even to me, but what you don't need is to know that place is even over there. Okay? You don't need to deal with that place over there. That's my job. So let me do my job and quit tying my hands doing it. I'm gonna try to make it to where you don't have to fool with that thing over. But when I call and need a PO number, give me a PO number. Now,
So
if you want,
that's my understanding. You're gonna call and say, I'm
just like I
gonna,
tried to do the first time with you,
I'm
okay?
gonna do light bulbs, I'm gonna do light bulbs, and she'll may give you a PO number.
That's right, and I don't know how much they are and don't care.
There's a motion and a second on the floor to approve all POs of the tech center for up to $500.
Up to $500.
The issue with that is
But
it's
we
all
got
under
budget
maintenance
line
and
item.
repairs is the
Yeah.
problem.
So
That
you're gonna have to
includes-
get a budget line item there, or we
Yeah,
can't approve
because that
anything.
maintenance and repairs includes
Can
every
you have a
building we've
budget
got,
line item up to
judicial center.
500, and then when that's
No,
gone,
honey,
we
you're gonna
do
have to
it?
move
No,
it
you
from
have to move
somewhere in the
money from-
budget.
Well, I mean, but
Where do you wanna move his money from and how much?
To create a line item,
To create, the line item's there, we don't have money.
like move money $5,000.
It's already over budgeted.
Item,
Right.
create another.
Right, well, there's
How
no
much is
money available.
Right.
It's
So-
just, it's lumped under maintenance repairs for everything. Everything.
Yeah,
Every
Every
building.
building
we
has
do
maintenance
that.
repairs. It was higher, but it's
we
down.
vote on that budget?
Wouldn't that all come out of one
Yeah.
line item?
All the buildings that are general
All the
fund
buildings.
buildings.
So
are
they've
maintenance.
approved their purchase order up to $500.
I know, but we don't have any money though, in that
So
line
there's no
item
line
budget.
item in the
It's been
There's no
spent.
line, it's
Okay.
been
The budget
spent.
amount was
We
too
can
low
go
for
ahead
what it
and
should
approve
have.
it, and then we can put money in the line item for it. I'll take that.
We need to put the money in,
It's
how
already
much do you
seconded.
want?
So you want to add that motion?
Because you can't approve it till the money's in the line item.
Yeah. Transfer money into a line item.
See, there was originally only
As needed.
$5,891.
Well, she
And
can't
we're
do
already-
that, she's gotta come to the meetings and get them, so you wanna do something up front right now, how much do you wanna move? Right now to get him through for, until next month or something.
Because we're already,
Is that okay for you on the second? Transfer the money in the budget?
I'd do at least $5,000 from
How
something.
much?
I'd do at least $5,000
So
from something.
5,000?
Till next month when they can approve some more.
Place to start.
If that don't work, Ron, come back and let us know.
Well, I'd say that'll get him through a
Well, I'll
month.
guarantee you, you don't have to worry about that.
Arnold, I'll be back.
So all in
I'm
favor
beating
of
on your
this?
door at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Come on down.
No problem doing that. Now, let me ask you something else here. Done away with my expenditures on travel mileage, et cetera, how do I get stuff from point A to point B? When I need something from Moorhead Electric down there, and I need it now because the whole unit's shut down, or the furnace is not operating anymore, but they do have it in stock down there, they don't have to order it. How do I go down there and get it, try to get that thing back up and running?
They would have to create a new line item
There
for
is the
travel.
travel line
There
item
is,
has
but it's
been
over
created.
budget.
yeah.
If you don't, that's fine, but I've got to get it before I can do anything with it, okay? And all before, I've even made trips to Lexington because they had it stopped and got it running by that night, okay? That's shot. I can't do that anymore, according to someone over here. So how do I either fix it, or is that the way it's gonna remain?
I mean,
Because that creates
it's just
another
over
issue
budget
right there,
again.
when I can't get it.
It's just over budget again, you're all gonna have to give in some budget amount again there to do a transfer.
In the monthly bills, the last 3 trips you've made will be covered in the monthly bills this month.
Okay, they are covered, but in the
Yes.
future, we didn't have any money.
No.
So that's where we suggest a budget transfer for his amount then, however much you think it usually runs in a given month. Can we do it month by month?
Trying to, and I've done it quarterly, because that's the way they had asked for me to turn it in at that period of time, and I said, fine, I'll keep track of it, get it turned in.
Can you do it monthly though? Just do it monthly?
I'll do it any way you want it done, as long as I can go get what I need.
Okay, tell me how much you need each month on average.
I may not have to go anywhere and get anything, state.
Well, let's just say if you did, what's the worst case scenario, Ron? Help me!
$12,000,000. Don't do me this way, I didn't study for this, okay?
500?
Fine, I don't care.
Okay,
Okay, well, 3 trips, he spent $92.
okay. 250 for a month, and then we can revisit it?
Now, see there, thanks to you, I went from 500 to 250. This is just like home.
I'm the one that has to listen every time he comes in for the PO.
Yeah, I know.
Listen, I'm just trying to get something here that works, okay? You understand where I'm coming
Yeah, we
from?
understand.
Something I've been doing for 13 years already, and now suddenly I can't do that anymore. I don't know how to function. I really don't.
Exactly.
Okay.
If you don't have to go too far, Ron, try to ride a bicycle if you can.
Have you seen me on bicycle?
Around town?
He's got a bike.
Why, yeah.
Yeah, but it's got 1,700 cc's on it. We'll do that.
Okay, we need to vote on that motion that Denzel made to.
Sean seconded.
An open PO up to
And
500.
transfer the money as needed.
Well, not as needed, 5,000.
5,000.
Yeah, she's not allowed to transfer as needed.
Is that okay?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? So you have an open P?
And the 250, are y'all gonna do
500 and
it for the
250
travel?
for-
The travel for 250.
Thank you. I'll get
Randy.
Connie,
Hey,
they've been
you
over
need
back.
to do one for the travel too.
For
all along
250.
anyway.
You want to just add that on to that?
Is that okay to amend that up to 250 for travel?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go, if anybody else uses
My
that
task
line item,
here
you're in trouble.
complete.
I know it.
Co-severance is the next
Thank
thing.
you.
Road-
Next.
Co-severance, road equipment, and
Thank you,
little
Ron.
infrastructure improvements. Action needed. What is?
Did Lindsay leave?
Yeah.
Oh, he must have been going to take
He went
care of
to
this.
get them.
Okay.
Well, they're asking for 2 flatbed trucks. The 2 that just wore out those, that salt spreaders on. And Gary Wright is also asking for a truck. They want to put those others in auction and use this money. There's 65,000 in that. Will that buy 3 trucks?
Put it out. Them pickups like that's about 21,000, I don't know what the tons is.
I'm sure it's higher than the last time we bought. And then the Little League infrastructure improvements, they've got just over 21,000, and they're wanting to request their money to do some more improvements on their field and their scoreboard and so forth, so. I just needed you all to tell me that I can go ahead and get started. We've already done the resolution on these, I just need approval to request the money.
I'll make that motion.
I'll say.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays?
I guess you could advertise and see how much your truck is gonna be.
We'll have to,
Unless we use state contract price,
yeah.
we can do that. Just depends on whichever one you all want to do and how you think we get the best price.
Most of the time that contract is bad.
Usually.
I'll look into that and I'll get back with you on that.
Okay, the last, Robson Branch and Glen Lawson Roads, Brandon Evans.
Got a couple of folks with us that want to discuss this road. Robinson Branch Road, and Glen Lawson, they run into each other. There's probably a quarter of a mile of, I guess Robinson Branch is not being maintained by the county right now.
Right, it's, you know, this kind of stuff up here.
Yeah.
I retired and come home about 5 years ago. I was born down here. And I bought right on the top of the hill. They call it Glen Lawson Road now. When I was a kid, that's all Robinson Road. But anyway, it's Glen Lawson. It's blacktop up to my house. It stops. And the old judge was out there one day and he said, that's the worst road in Ward County. It's only 1/10 of a mile long, but that hill goes just like that. It's the switchbacks. So in the wintertime, you don't go up or down that. There's snow or ice either one. But the first couple of years, the county maintained the backside, which is incredible. It's a long, gentle slope, so that's no big deal. Well, I've been stuck up there 5 to 6 days at a time now because they don't maintain the backside anymore. You have a hard time getting a tractor up there. So I've had 2 heart attacks. My wife's sick. You can't, if there's snow or ice, you ain't gonna get an emergency vehicle up that blacktop. You're just stuck. They'd have to bring dogs in to get me down. And it's not a week goes by that state police, UPS, FedEx, someone, because that's still in the systems, county road comes up through there, and they can't get down the backside. Nothing but a tractor go down. And that's, you get on 3/10 mile mark on 772, it's a natural shortcut over to 3345. It cuts about 5 miles out. Now to go down and see my daughter a quarter mile down, I got to drive 5 miles around. So it's inconvenient, but the worst part, it's dangerous. If you're on top of that hill, it gets so bad in the wintertime, the snowplow can't get up that hill. You're just stuck up there. Police, fire, nobody can get through there. Why they quit maintaining it 3 years ago, I don't know.
And you know it's in the system. Have you talked to us in the office?
Yeah, I've talked to the county.
It's, you already checked.
Robinson Branch starts at Vest Branch, runs into Glen Lawson, and Glen Lawson comes out on 772.
So the
it goes
issue
all the way
is just,
through.
I mean,
There's
is it
about
okay
a
right now?
quarter of a mile that's not
That's
being.
most, yeah, they just don't maintain it.
They just don't maintain
It's
it.
blacktop, they haven't graded or put any, I talked to Bill Judge and he came out there and he said that they needed to grade that and put a drainage